Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Savannah, and I have just decorated the inside of the Up House, but instead of going for some decor inspired by Mr. Fredricksen, I have decided to turn this house into a daycare because there are just so many cute, kid-core items in Disney Dreamlight Valley, and I needed a place to, do a build and make a cute little area using all of these bright, colorful items. And I thought that the Up House would be perfect because it's so many gorgeous pastel colors, and it's fun, and hopefully Mr. Fredricksen doesn't mind, although I don't think he would be too happy about this. But let's take a look inside. Okay, so here we are in the front room of this house, and I know it looks like a crayon box just threw up all over the room, but that's kind of the point. There's so many cute items from the Toy Story furniture collection that I wanted to use. A few of them are from the premium shop, like this little slide, that bookcase against the wall. There's this cute little kitty stove, and a few more bits you'll see scattered throughout the house. This front room is mostly kind of like a playroom. So we have little chairs and tables to play on. I thought that phone was perfect as kind of like a little kitty play phone. Over here we have another table and some chairs, a little storybook, maybe a place to do some coloring. Got a little toy chest over there in the corner thanks to Mirabelle's little celebration basket. Over here there's just lots of toys. I thought the cash register here was perfect. I'm pretty sure I had something like that as a kid, so I definitely needed to include something like that. And then over here, I thought that this TV on the stand was so nostalgic to me. Whenever you saw your teacher or a substitute wheeling in the TV on one of these stands, you knew it was the greatest day ever. You were getting to watch a movie in class. So definitely wanted to include that in the build as well. Lots of Monsters, Inc. furniture, Toy Story, and Lilo and Stitch. I feel like those are a bulk of the furniture collections I used for this house, as well as, some things from Wreck-It Ralph and also the Mickey and Friends collection I found really helpful. And I've also swapped out all the doors to these Arendelle doors, which I feel kind of work for the vibe as well. And then I just have some windows on these other walls. So let me show you the other rooms in the house. But yeah, this main room is kind of just a little playroom. So let's go ahead and check out this first room on the left here. So I wanted this room to be a cozy reading and story time room. I have lots of books scattered throughout the room. As you can see, they're kind of all over the floor. And also these lovely bookshelves against the wall here. You'll notice I've been trying to use as much colorful wall decor as I can in this house as well. And then I also placed in a few beds in this room, which might be a little strange, but I definitely had classrooms growing up that had a little lounge, kind of a loft bed that we could go up and read on. And I always enjoyed that as a kid, so I wanted to include that in this room as well. So little places to escape and cozy up and read a little story. I thought that this low bed here was perfect for this room as well. Just kind of wanted to mix it up. Over here, I feel this is the perfect little reading area. Maybe the teacher or supervisor is sitting here reading a story to the kids, sitting on these little floor pillows. These are actually pillows that you can get through time bending. I found them really helpful for this build. They kind of look like whoopee cushions, I'm not gonna lie. I'm using them more as little floor pillows because we don't have anything really like that yet in Disney Dreamlight Valley. And then in the back here, I thought that this blanket fort was just so fitting, and I needed to use this somewhere in the house. So here is where it ended up, in this lovely little reading room. That is this room here. Lots of little night lights, of course, as well. All right, so let's make our way into the back room here. This room, I don't really know what to call this room. It's kind of I imagine it as kind of like a stage or like a performing arts kind of room. Or maybe they're reading a story and kind of like acting it out. Bear with me. In my mind, this is a story being told about Stitch's adventures in space. So I have Stitch's little like popcorn bucket as Stitch. And then, you know, some spacey kind of decor. We have his little spaceship. We have a little storybook here on the floor and some chairs. So I'm imagining maybe some of the kids are like acting out the story and others are just like watching. On this back wall, I placed all of these posters and I feel like they look kind of like maybe like movie posters, kind of like all the different performances of stories they've told in this room. Another storytelling room, but I felt like I couldn't have enough storytelling areas in the daycare because this is Disney, right? We're based off of stories and books. So it only seemed fitting, and this was a fun room to design with the curtains and the different wallpapers. And I feel like you could do lots of different like stage type areas doing a similar kind of build, but using different wallpapers and different furniture pieces and just have fun with it. So the final room is over here. Let's take a peek. So here we are in the last room, and I thought of this room as kind of like an art and musical room. So we have some musical instruments in the back corner here. And then on this side of the room, it's more of like art class type vibes. So we have the little chairs and I put out these little pencil cups. I realized that there's not too many like painting supplies and things like that. Like obviously we have a few with Rapunzel's collection, but they didn't really feel appropriate in this build as they're a lot more rustic and not really like that kidcore aesthetic that I was going for. So I used a lot of the monsters instead of like a painting room. Maybe it's more of like they're making these little monsters and doing like some kind of musical performance with them over here. In the corner here, I have some storage for all the art supplies. And then over here, I have a sink. And of course, I had to add a little step-up stool in front of the sink so that the little kids could come and like wash their brushes and things like that. Little broom in the corner there. I really wanted to use these, I think it's like a shampoo bottle shelf, but you know what? I just had to get creative with using some things that were colorful. Maybe that's like jars of paint kind of a thing. Use your imagination, okay? Some little art supplies on the wall there as well. So here's a little pan around this room. I used a few of the Magic Kingdom like maps on the walls in this house because I thought that they were quite fun for a pop of color. And then this manta ray that you see hanging on the ceiling, that I believe was from a Star Path. I feel like anytime I show that, someone's like, hey, where did you get that? What is that from? It was from a previous Star Path. So yeah, that is the little art and music room. There's a lot of really cute like kidcore items, but it was like a little bit challenging to kind of use them all together. So there you have it. There is the Up House completely decorated as a daycare. I hope y'all have enjoyed seeing this. I have been on such a kick of doing some interior design. So if you have a house in mind that you'd like to see me decorate next, be sure to drop that in the comments. Most recently, I have also decorated Lady Tremaine's house inspired by the Cinderella movie. So if you haven't seen that, I would definitely recommend you go check that out next. Hopefully Mr. Fredrickson isn't too upset with his house being turned into a daycare. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.